Hi everybody, this is Kevin Iole from Yahoo Sports. And while today turned out to be a really big day in MMA, even though it seemed like it was going to be kind of a quiet day, but late afternoon the UFC dropped a bombshell. Stipe Miocic, its heavyweight champion who last week defeated Francis Ngannou at UFC 220, will defend his heavyweight championship against light heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier. Cormier also at UFC 220 defeated Volkan Ozdemir to retain his belt. And now they're going to coach on The Ultimate Fighter, season 27 of The Ultimate Fighter, which will begin in April. And then they will fight at UFC 226 International Fight Week on July 7th in Las Vegas. This is an incredible match. It pits who I think is one of the top 5 fighters of all time in Cormier, and a guy who opened his career as a heavyweight and who went 13-0. And he didn't just beat a bunch of jabronis in getting to 13-0. He ended up beating Josh Barnett to win the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix. He beat former UFC heavyweight champion Frank Mir. He beat Roy Nelson. He proved he is an elite heavyweight. But he moved to 205 and won the UFC heavyweight title. And other than John Jones, has been beating everybody in the division. And there was really no one for him to fight. Alexander Gustafsson is injured. There's no really logical contender that he either hasn't fought or is really demanding a title shot. So the UFC made this move. It did not seem, even on Saturday, less than a week ago, that this was likely. When it was brought up, DC seemed to, say, nah, I'm not interested in that. But Dana White got it done, and I really, really like this fight. Miocic also needs this fight. There's no great contender for him right now. The best option, I think, for him, other than DC, would have been a rematch with Fabricio Verdum. Cain Velasquez, DC's teammate, has often been injured, and we don't know his health status even yet. So there was no great contender for Miocic. And in fighting Cormier, this is a star-making opportunity for Miocic, coming off that big, impressive win over Francis Ngannou, a person that a lot of people thought he couldn't defeat, and then being able to take on somebody like DC. That is a great move for his career. If he wins it, he is going to be one of the biggest stars in this sport. So the question is, who do you like in the fight? I think our opinions will change as time goes on, but right now, I think I'm going to pick Stipe Miocic. Too big, too rangy, just as too complete a fighter for Daniel. I have, as evidenced by me thinking Cormier is one of the top 5 fighters ever, I have great respect for his ability. I think this might be the one time that he's bitten off more than he can chew when he fights somebody like Stipe Miocic, a great all-around athlete who has terrific wrestling ability, terrific boxing skills, just can do a little bit of everything in the cage. So we have a long way to go, about 6 months or so before that fight will happen, and much could change, but my early pick right now would be Stipe Miocic to defeat Daniel Cormier at UFC 226. A big day in MMA. Keep it locked right here on Yahoo Sports for a whole lot more.